One morning, the men were laughing when I arrived. "What's the joke?" I asked. No answer. The tall figure of the head mason emerged through the hole cut in the planks of the floor. "They're laughing at us," I said. He smiled knowingly, a toothless grin. "Anything wrong with our plans for the fireplace?" I said. "This is Italian. It is to have a raised circular hearth 6 feet across. The hearth is to be 1 brick high, that is, 1 brick above the floor. Hearths are square and drop below the floor," one giggled. "This way you stub your toes." Then they all laughed. "It is to be 1 foot in depth," I continued, "the opening 8 feet high. Then the hood will sweep forward 3 feet, forming a large throat, and taper up to the roof, 20 feet above." "I will build her," said the master mason. The bricks in back of the fireplace we had planned were to be set in a herringbone pattern, dainty little design, when fashioned with old handmade 6-inch bricks. "This way," said the mason, as he patted the soft mortar and pulled the brick forward in a slight curve. "Yes," I said. "Then the flames will come forward and lap their way upward." "If the draft is good," said another workman. "What does he mean?" I asked our master mason. "They bet," he said. "They bet she will not burn." "Well, we will bet she does," I cried. The interest grew as the mason worked on. He was nearing the roof now. When a fireplace is finished, we learned later, the right was for the mason to strike a match and light a piece of paper in the hearth. If it sailed up the chimney, the draft would be good. The test was coming soon. The mason was putting on the last row of bricks to finish the top of the chimney. The men stood below around the hearth side. They could not see the mason, only the big yawning hole of the opening. Finishing his work, the mason reached into his pocket for a cigarette. He struck a match and took a long, satisfied puff. At this moment, accidentally, the cigarette dropped from his hand and down the chimney it went. Gertrude and I were standing watching with the men around the hearth. We heard a shout. The lighted cigarette fell down the opening and came into view. Like the flash of an eyelash, it appeared, was caught in the draft, turned before reaching the hearth, and went back up the chimney. The men saw it and let out a roar. "You win," they cried, and went back to work.